Okay, pleased to see you again. We are ready to third session of this class, and we will have some thoughts about school gun shooting and syringe sales, about local pharmacy. So let us see. The local response would be highly urged to deter or prevent gun crimes or abuse in this public high schools and zones. And one interesting article titled "The Legal Context of School Violence: The Effectiveness of Federal, State, and Local Law Enforcement Efforts to Reduce Gun Violence in Schools" would be available in the printout delivered in last class, I suppose. So consider briefly about the discussions in our class purpose. So I make a point about civil liability claims. The local court, of course, the judiciary intrinsic is a very special agency to deliver distribute justice. So they consider the context in the aspect of particularities involved in the situation, and the mainstreams is quite echoing to urge any effective remedies, the response to counteract with the high rate of gun crimes in public schools. So the public focus is quite demanding, and even the common law theory has been modified in some ambits. So you will encounter the kind of theory, what a new negligence entrustment. The concept is some focus about strengthening the typical theory on tort damages. Negligence action involved the relationship between parent and child is often no odds of success, very slim, and often fails to argue favorably to make his case. So the theory has some ambit to be revisited. If we face with kind of tough challenges, of course the effect would not be conspicuous in our sensibility, typically involving the policy effect, indirect or some remote way to deter, prevent the juveniles' action, misconduct. Nonetheless, could be one alternative in these cases, and I will take a brief look about that reform in the civil law series, and also we may have some focus in school authority. So the more realistic response could be found in that context, and also I like to illustrate the concept of alternative schools. The concept is also important. in Korean understanding and awareness. So the mere strengthening of disciplinary programs or the tyrant response could not be adequate in some cases. And also we would consider the point about the paradigm of education. What is the ideal? So we could not abandon entirely the spoiled child or failed student. So alternative school would be in that concern, and one option. So consider, for example, the kind of measures, hiring security guards, using metal detectors, limiting access to the school building through signing procedure or identifying cars, enhancing lighting and supervision of all areas of school, improving the physical condition of school. So the concept of security is especially sensible in the context of the United States, and that would be shared in some extent in Korean circumstances. So we recently transformed the traditional locks in for office of professors in this building. We rarely encounter any the kind of tragedies like the United States. Nonetheless, the security is one of concept which imposes quite seriously the challenges on policymakers, administrators. Actually it is risky society, and security, public security and safety, public safety is hardly any remote in terms of public measures. So we would exercise every sense and prevention method against kind of, actually we have once mourned several instances. Now the judicial proceeding seems to come to an end stage. So just the sentencing session will come in schedule shortly in days. So so very dangerous society actually. And one point to be highlighted would be on clarity of disciplinary rules and sanctions. So the aspect could be demonstrated very effectively, I suppose, in Texas Education Code 3701. The section is titled Discipline, Law and Order. So the state has a highly structured school discipline code at the state level under this imposing title. It authorizes a teacher to remove a student from the classroom and to send her to the principal's office if she is repeatedly interfering with the educational process, whereupon the principal decides the appropriate course of action. So some event or incident could have a hint or forecast about gun violence.